So we're announcing today that we have decided to temporarily halt certain amounts of Medicaid funding that are going to the state of Minnesota in order to ensure that the state of Minnesota takes its obligations seriously to be good stewards of the American people's tax money. Now, what is this going to mean? What this means is that, first of all, the providers on the ground in Minnesota have actually already been paid. The state has paid those providers the money. What we're doing is we are stopping the federal payments that will go to the state government until the state government takes its obligations seriously to stop the fraud that's being perpetrated against the American taxpayer. There are a few different ways that we're doing that. There are a few different affirmative actions that we're taking today. Dr. Oz is going to talk about those, but let me talk a little bit about the spirit of this and why we're doing it. So number one of the examples of fraud that we've seen in Minnesota that we verified that is just awful is that a program that—
This isn't good, people need that money? Yeah, well, they need to stop defrauding. I'm sorry, I don't work my ass off so that I pay taxes and that the government takes that money and gives it to Somali pirates. Sorry, I don't care. Not my problem. That's your problem. You made that bed. You lie in it. All right? The people of Minnesota voted for a corrupt government, and now they're mad that they can't steal more of my shit. Sorry, bro.
That exists
They were already paid.
To ensure that autistic children had access to some after-school services has made a number of people rich. Not by providing services to needy children, but by allowing fraudsters to take money that ought by right go to American citizens and to American families and to set up sham businesses, set up sham clients, set up people who are not even autistic but claim to be autistic in order that they benefit from the money that's out there. Now, what does that mean? Number one, it means that a lot of people are getting rich off the generosity of American taxpayers, but more fundamentally and more importantly than that, it means that there are kids in Minnesota.
People can get hurt because of this. Dude, I love that I have people in my chat that push back on what I say. I really do. I appreciate that a lot. Let me explain something to you. Yes, people could get hurt because of this. And you know whose fault that is? The fraudsters and the retards and the corrupt government that's been doing this. Because quite literally, I do not need to live as a hostage to terrorists because an innocent person might get hurt as a result of their terrorism. All right? You can't negotiate with this shit. For real, for real. Like, this is like saying, oh no, the terrorist is using a human shield. We can just not kill them now. I'm sorry. I know that's a radical analogy, but the point that I'm making is we have laws, we have governments. Stop defending terrorists. Look, I'm sorry. I'm sorry if this happens and affects people badly. But that person is part of a collective. That collective voted in a fraudulent government. And this is a reaction to the fraudulent government stealing our money. So, quite literally, blame your government, elect someone new.
Who deserve these services, who need these services, and they're not going to those kids, they're going to fraudsters in Minneapolis. That is unacceptable, and that's the sort of thing that we're cutting off with this action today. Let me make one final point about the spirit of this. You know, one of the things I love about our country is that we're a generous country. We're a generous people. We take care of our fellow citizens who can't afford medical care because they're down on their luck. We take care of people who can't afford to put food on the table even though they work hard and play by the rules. We recognize that we're all in this together, and part of the reason why we have Medicaid, or part of the reason why we have—
I think that we need to stop all forms of social services for migrants. Even legal migrants, you know? This is going to be a radical one. People aren't going to like this. I think legal migrants shouldn't be able to be on welfare for like a generation. A full generation not allowed to be on welfare. Unless you're actually like sick and disabled and stuff, something like that. I don't think you should be able to come to our country for a free lunch. No, if you come into our country, you have to work your ass off. All right? It's the best country on the planet. Prove to us that it's worth it. I can't stand this idea of importing 250,000 people from Somalia, and 85% of them are unemployed and on welfare. Why are we doing this? Like, build shit, all right? Come on. What are we doing?
Food stamps. Part of the reason why we have these programs—
And by the way, I'm talking about legal migrants. Illegal migrants all need to go. Strap them to trebuchets and launch them into Mexico. Okay? I don't care. That's the illegals. The legal migrants should not be allowed to be on welfare. Just because, oopsie poopsie, I'm unemployed.
Is we want to make sure that kids who grow
Hazard, thanks for the 5 subs. Reaper, thanks for like the 50 subs.
up in families not all that different from the family that I grew up in, that they have access to the basic necessities: food, medical care, after school services when their family needs them but they're unable to pay. What's happening in Minneapolis, in California, in a number of states all across our country is that the generosity and the good hearts of our fellow Americans are being taken advantage of. We're taking.
So, hot take, I actually don't necessarily agree with this, because I think that in general, it's not because of our good hearts, it's because you're taxing us so much. It's not our fault, okay? All right, you're taxing the shit out of us. In the Bible, it says to give charity. It doesn't say that the government can steal our shit and give it to illegals, all right? I'm just being honest here.
And that social contract that says that our American citizens, we take care of one another, and we're allowing a few bad actors to get rich off that generosity of spirit instead of providing the services to the kids who need it. This is disgraceful.
That's right. And it's the Democrats doing it, quite literally, because the Democrats like illegal aliens more than they like American citizens. They basically all admitted that during the State of the Union.
Happened for too long. Far too many people have gotten rich by taking what is the best of the American spirit and getting rich off of it instead of providing services to kids who need it.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Absolutely. And J.D. Cook there.